Do these things the moment you arrive in the UK because they are the most important things for you to do first. Hi guys, my name is Meaux. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm an international student studying in the UK, and today I'll be telling you the most important things to do the moment you arrive here in the UK. Ooh, this microphone is making me sassy. First things first, you want to make sure you get your international number. Your international number is tied to everything. It's very easy to get a SIM card when you arrive in the UK. There is SIM card everywhere and it's very affordable. I'm talking £1, £2. That is how much they cost. So they are not so difficult. Don't think it's a big deal. You can basically walk into any store, on the roadside shop, into the mall. You can get SIM card anywhere. Just make sure that is the first thing you get, because your number is going to be tied to so many things. So make sure you walk into the store, get your mobile number, and another important thing is to make sure that you do not tie yourself into a contract. Get a pay-as-you-go SIM first, and if you want to get into a contract with a mobile contractor, then you decide that later. Please buy a pay-as-you-go SIM first, and whatever thing, contract, whatever, comes later, because what you need now is your number and a line that you can recharge into so that you can do the things that you need to do. Some of us that applied for our visa with TLS in Victoria Island, we got our SIM card for free. For me, I use Lebara and I really love the service provider because I'm not getting tied into a contract and I'm basically able to do pay as you go every month, which is what I prefer, because if you enter a contract and you default payment, something is going to do you. I don't know what's going to happen to you, but it's just really good to make sure that you do things that will not mess with your credit score, and little things like that can mess with your credit score. So take my advice. If you don't take anything from this video, take this one. Buy a pay as you go SIM card. The next most important thing you want to do is to get your BRP. Now, your BRP will be sent to any address that you have put down for the UK visa when you were applying for your visa. So it could be your school. If you're a student, you might have put in your school address for them to send there. It could be your school, it could be an address that you put, and it could also be a post office. So wherever address that you have put down during your visa application, that is where you go to get your BRP. So if you're a student and you put down your school as the location to get your BRP, so they will basically give you a time to come get your BRP. So for this reason, your other processes might be delayed. Like for example, your NI, applying for your NI, applying for your share code, those other things might be delayed, because for those things you definitely need your BRP. And if you have sent your BRP to school, you can only get it when school asks you to come and get it. So it's important that you get your BRP, because the next steps involve you having your BRP. It's like your identity here in the UK. The next thing on my list is opening a bank account. Now, when I first got here, opening a real bank account was super difficult for me. I wanted to open Barclays, I think, and they were asking for so many things that I did not have. They were asking for proof of address. You must have lived there for 6 months, something like that. Like, it was just so difficult, and I just had to quickly go and open a Revolut bank because I needed to deposit the money that I had come with. So I had to open a Revolut bank. So there are banks that you can easily open before you are able to open the main bank, because you would need a bank account to do so many things, to pay for things, to buy your transport. You will need a bank account to do that. So you want to open either Revolut or Monzo. Those are the two apps that I know that I'm familiar with. For me personally, I use Revolut, and if you like to use my link to open a Revolut account, I'll leave it down below in the description section. So it's very easy to open a Revolut account. You do not have to do too much. You just need your visa page or your passport, whatever. Like, you just need a means of identity to be able to open down. That brings me back to BRP. Remember I said if you do not have your BRP, you'll not be able to do a lot of things. You'll not be able to open the real bank accounts. For example, if you go to Lloyd or you go to Barclays, you'll not be able to open accounts. So for Revolut, if you have your visa page, which is usually like 3 months stamp that is on there, you are still able to open a Revolut account. And if someone wants to send you money, they can send you money to your Revolut, or you can use your Revolut to basically do the same thing that you are doing with your main bank. But main bank is important because that will be your salary account, but we'll get to that later. So if you have your BRP and you have done your school enrollment, everything you need is complete, then you can go ahead to open a bank account. If you are not a student, you're a worker, you make sure that you've gotten your BRP, your phone number, and then you can go ahead to open a bank account. There are different banks, but for me personally, I use Lloyd's. It's good for me because it's just straightforward. I was able to open everything on my phone. I did not have to stress. But the other bank I was trying to open, they kept telling me to book appointment, go there. I was just stressed out, like, is it what I'm opening a bank account? Anyways, you want to make sure that you read about the banks, the services that they offer. You want to make sure that it's in line with whatever you want before you go ahead to open. But I would say, if you're unable to get your BRP yet and you already have your mobile number, you can go ahead to open a Revolut or a Monzo account. This is not a sponsored video. I'm just sharing with you because till today I still use my Revolut. I always use my Revolut. It's like super easy. It's connected to my Apple Pay, so super easy. So yeah, because you need your bank account for so many things. For example, completing your tuition fee, or receiving salary after working, or receiving payments, or people sending money to you from abroad. So it's definitely very, very important to have a bank account. And if the big banks are stressing you, you want the small ones. Also, you want to make sure that you apply for your national insurance number. You can do this on gov.uk website. It's very easy, but you want to make sure that you have your BRP. Without your BRP, you will not be able to apply for your NI. Also, your NI will not be sent to you on your phone. It will be sent to your address. So we're expecting it. Make sure you put in the right details, put in the right address, and you shall receive your NI. Another thing you want to apply for is your share code. Share code is basically your right to work. This is a code that you send to your first employer as a new immigrant to the UK. So you send it to them. They will be able to register you in that. So person is going to be working with us. So yeah, apply for your NI, apply for your share code. Those are easy things to apply for. Once you apply for your share code, just go to your Google, search apply for share code or apply for rights to work, and you are good to go. Your BRP alone will not get you the job. You need to have a share code, so you must apply for it. And you also need the national insurance number. Nobody's going to hire you without that, because whenever you work, there are some taxes that you need to pay, and your national insurance number is definitely needed. The next thing you want to do is to register with your GP. You might be wondering, what is GP? GP is basically General Practitioner. These are the people that you see when you have health conditions. You don't go directly to the hospital. Nobody will attend to you there, except it's an emergency condition. If it's not emergency, then your GP is the people that you will see. So your GP has to be somewhere close to where you live. It has to be in close proximity to where you live. So you have to just go to your Google, search GP closest to me, and then you apply. Your GP some of them will ask you to apply online on their website, and some of them will ask you to come in. Wherever the one close to you request from you, that is what you should do. It's very important for you to apply to the GP, because when you are sick and you need to see a doctor, if you don't have a GP, then there's nobody to see you, and you cannot bank on going to the emergency when it's not an emergency case. There are loads of people at the emergency units. Anyways, for your GP, like I said before, it has to be close to where you live. They will not take you if they are not in close proximity, so they have to be in close proximity to where you live. All of those details, you can find them on Google. I cannot help you with that. Also, if you do not have your mobile number, your BRP, and all of those things, your national insurance, you might not be able to register with your BP. That is why those things I mentioned first before I mentioned GP. Make sure you get all of those details so that you're able to be well registered with your GP, and then you are good to go. I didn't mention this at the beginning because some of you might have come to the country, already booked your accommodation, but it is necessary for you to book your accommodation. If you haven't, the first thing you probably want to do is get your SIM card and also book an accommodation and get your BRP, because some landlords are going to ask you, since you're already in the UK, they might ask you for your BRP. So you want to make sure that you get accommodation, and when looking for accommodation, you need a guarantor. You need to know somebody that can sign for you and basically say, oh, I know this person. All they need to do is sign a form. So these are the following websites you can look for accommodation. I'll make a detailed video later, but these are the websites that you can look for accommodation. I'll also put them down below. You can look for accommodation on Amber Students, your school, university. If you're not a student, you can look at Spare Room. You can look at Zoopla. Those are the things that I know. These are the websites that I know off my head now. In my next video, when I will be talking about how to get accommodation, how to get about it, you will see the detailed links in the description. Anyways, that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.